good day, and a warm welcome to a new video. Today, we're going to focus on restoring and repairing a brake caliper. We could have already taken the brake caliper off and placed it on the table, but it's frequently challenging to remove the piston once the whole component has been completely disassembled. So, we're just going to unscrew the whole thing here now, press the brake pedal, you'll be part of it, and then you'll see how we get the brake piston out. After the intro, we'll continue. And here we go. The brakes were replaced. And it was noticed that the brake caliper was pretty firmly stuck. So now the brake caliper is being serviced afterward. So the piston seat is quite stiff, and that's why we're taking care of the whole thing. Now we press the brake once to pull the whole thing out. Okay, now we're pressing the brake. Alright, so now I don't have a rubber glove here, but we're still managing to very carefully, gently, and steadily pull the entire thing out smoothly and without encountering any issues whatsoever. And there we have the plunger. I'll now take a quick look at it. You can already see a bit of the rubber part starting to show, but naturally we're going to replace the entire thing now with a brand new one. Handling it all. Oh, it's clearly oxidized. Alright, I'll go grab. Right now, I'm removing the brake cable, the brake hose, and then we'll take a look at the table. If we're planning to replace all of this, we'll need a repair kit like this one. In this repair kit we have the piston gasket included as well. And then there's also this ring here. That pulls the piston back. I can quickly go over that once more, since it's a new video, just to explain it a bit further and make sure it's clear. So then we have grease. And of course, we also have, since this is a repair kit, these rubber parts specifically designed to perfectly fit the guide pins. We don't really need those, and some more small parts, purchase link below in the video description. So, we'll of course need rubber gloves because brake fluid is not entirely safe to handle. So, once we've got the rubber gloves ready to go, alright, once we've got the rubber gloves on hand, we'll go ahead and carefully remove the old seal from here. Just like this, taking our time to ensure it's done properly and without any issues or complications. Brake fluid only cleans with water. Zrenia dissolves it. I'll grab the piston, it's still back there. Then we'll take a closer look at it and clean it up properly. The other one with water. Restoring the brake caliper can go as far as working on the back, where that lever is located for the cable. You can even repair the ferrule there, but it's not needed here because it's already working very smoothly. Take a look. This is how it moves. You can clearly see the handbrake in action. Snap. Then he pulls this pin out completely just a bit, ensuring the piston extends smoothly when we operate the entire mechanism. So, I'll just blow this out. Or roughly clean it with a cloth, otherwise the camera will be full of brake fluid splatters, and that definitely won't be good on the lens. Because then it'll just get messy and harder to see. Let's take a look at how all of this has oxidized over time here now. Here you can clearly see how heavily everything here has oxidized over time. Once here, where the sleeve for the piston is, and once here in the back. Here you can observe We'll clean this up right now. I just wanted a closer shot. So this is what it looks like. So yeah, we need to properly scrape this clean now. Alright, once with, like I have here, well, you can also use a piece of wire and bend it into the exact shape you need. So you have a little hook and can completely go over here like this to pull out all the dirt. I'll just clean it up real quick. This is roughly how it can look when everything is cleaned up properly. This isn't a brand new brake caliper, but all that oxidation has been removed, so the seal can sit snugly and securely in place. Now let's grab the piston. Here's the piston, all ready to go. We need to, with water. Everything. Clean once. Well, I think the primary reason was that it had oxidized so significantly, which caused the rubbers to keep having less and less available space between the piston and the seal over time, because the oxidation compressed everything together, and here you can actually feel that effect from the seal. The rubber's still attached, probably from staying in this position so long. You can't really see it at all. We can clean all of this up, everything from the seal or from this retraction rubber or whatever it's called. Write down in the comments again what it's called. It comes here in the saddle. It's in here. I'll explain it in a moment, but I've forgotten the name now. But not in my head right now. So, here we have the old seal. The old seal is intact. Mostly the issue is that the seal ends up getting damaged, and through the seal, water seeps in, causing the piston to oxidize. In this case, we don't have that issue. So, we can now use a pad, such as a steel wool pad, to clean this up thoroughly, and then it'll shine again. That's why you shouldn't always bury your head in the sand and immediately rush out to buy a new brake caliper. You can also have it repaired. That's why it's crucial to always take a closer look and check what's going on with it first. It could of course be that the lever is stuck, or that the lever might be jammed tight, or that the piston itself is firmly lodged and completely stuck in its current position, preventing any movement. Otherwise, what isn't related to the brake caliper is that the brake lines could potentially be jammed. That's typically the primary issue, but in this video, the main focus is on restoring the brake caliper. So, and there you go, too much light, and I'll give it a try once without the light. I'll need to adjust the focus again, and there we have it, just as it should be, perfectly clear now. Like new? Of course, the surface isn't flawless. We could tidy that all up properly now, but what's really essential is focusing on this specific area. And this particular section here, then we'll dive into it. Connection. Let's take a closer look at it. Is the seal positioned like this now? What exactly is the role of this sealing ring in this specific setup here? Is that the old? And the new? Here's the new one. South. Now, when you press the brake. That's inside the saddle. When you press the brake now, you'll notice the brake pad is right here. You want to brake, you press on it, and the fluid pushes against the piston here. So, the piston extends and pushes the brake pads together. Here's the disc, and these are the brake pads. So, now the issue is that the piston needs to retract a bit because otherwise it would keep pressing against the brake disc all the time. For that, there's this seal ring, which gets slightly misaligned. You have to imagine it like this. It tilts just a little bit. So, and when you release the brake, as the fluid moves away here, this seal ring wants to return to its original position, and then it pulls the piston a little bit with it, so it makes this kind of movement south, and then it wants to go back again. That's what it's for. It gets jammed here like this, so completely everywhere. And that's what it's for. And the cuff is, of course, there to ensure that the whole thing here stays clean and doesn't oxidize. That goes with it. So if we now have everything, have it clean, then we can now reassemble the whole thing. Let's take the seal. And then we'll just slide this in here. Be careful that it doesn't twist on you because it tends to do that quite often and very easily. Run your finger through it to make sure it's sitting properly everywhere. Next, once it's sitting properly, to get the piston in here smoothly, I always apply just a small drop of oil for lubrication and ease of movement. And spread it all around here a little bit. Next, we take the new cuff and gently slide the piston right over it. And a drop of oil here, and a drop of oil right up front. So, dot. To make sure everything runs smoothly, so now you have to give it a dot. Bit of a try. And carefully. So, here's how I do it. Pull the cuff until this lip forms here, and then start from the bottom once. And then from here, the lip here, like this. Carefully. Press in gently and hold it steady with the piston. Then it's already securely in place. Hold it so perfectly centered in place like that. So then we'll take the tool for brake piston retraction. Purchase link is down below in the video description. So now we should already have more than enough space right here. Hopefully. Not yet, no. So now we need to make sure there's enough space to fit this in here. Now we can. The Zack. Nicely and tightly turn it. Let a bit of the air out once again for a moment. And push it all the way in. And so now we've got everything fully and completely taken care of. Important, I'll show you now. Dot. What we can actually do here is this. Making this valve operate smoothly. When you install the brake caliper, sometimes they get so badly corroded that you have to cut threads here and possibly even replace certain parts entirely. At worst, it needs replacing, and you've ended up with nothing gained. Gently warm it with the burner. Let's see how it behaves here. With the 11, you really don't need to apply too much force at all. Important, always move it nicely back and forth, not just in one direction. We naturally have to bleed the brake fluid since we didn't open up the system in the first place earlier today. Tighten it again, and then we can reassemble the brake caliper. So, folks, we've essentially restored the brake caliper, and now it's just a matter of putting everything back together in reverse. This isn't a video or tutorial on how to replace the brake caliper here. Important, remember to bleed the brake fluid afterward. And that's it. If your brakes aren't brand new, make sure to clean the guide pins and the brake caliper bracket thoroughly so the pads can move smoothly back and forth. And yeah, just reinstall the whole thing. I'll sign off here. Let me know in the comments if you've had similar issues, what problems you've encountered, or if a boot has torn. Also, don't forget to double check all the connections and make sure everything is seated properly before you take it for a test drive. Safety first, as always. If you found this helpful or have any tips of your own, feel free to share them below. Thanks for watching and take care. Important? Check out the purchase link in the video description below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Subscribing is free, activate the bell, and you'll be notified when new videos drop. And remember, we've already rebuilt a brake caliper before. That was the electronic brake caliper, or rather, we also restored it. There's an I in info, where you can take a close look at the electronic brake caliper and learn how it can be properly restored. Let us know in the comments below if we should create a new brake fluid video, like an updated and more current version. I've been planning it for quite a while now. I'm just waiting for a proper brake fluid device. A reliable and efficient brake fluid tool to create a fresh, up-to-date brake fluid tutorial here, and also just a quick reminder about the old video. It's already been 3 years since then, 2 years ago, when there was a video on how to change brake fluid. Yeah, that's still the idea I've got in mind, to create another video like that one. I need to check if I can reshoot the old videos. For example, battery, charging voltage, and brake fluid I find really important. They could definitely be updated as there were some smaller details that could be improved a bit more effectively and made clearer for everyone to understand. And of course, everything nice and in HD. Back then it was all just 720 or 740. It's all HODL if you know what I'm saying here. That's why, and yeah, I'd say until next time, I'm aiming to get 3 videos out every single week, and until then, take care and ciao for now.